Are you going to break up with me? That is at the forefront of someone who has disorganized attachment style or fearful avoidant attachment style is, are you going to break up with me? If they could get past that, then they can get into the relationship and stay in it. But it is the thing that can cause them to pull away from you after 2 days of dating, a week of dating, a month of dating. I need a guarantee. Well, how can you give someone a guarantee after you've only known them for a short period of time? So that is why they struggle, or one of the reasons why they may struggle to get into a relationship and even start dating you, especially when they're in that fear state and they haven't done the work. They haven't worked on themselves. They haven't bumped into anyone or anything that can help them. They are confused. They don't know what you know or what you're learning right now. If you are learning it right now and you are this person, then you'll understand exactly what I mean by I need to get away from you. I need to break up with you before you break up with me. I need to escape from this relationship. It's an intense fear. And yes, I called it abandonment issues. That might be difficult for someone to understand. When we're talking about borderline personality disorder, they have intense fear of abandonment. The good thing about an attachment style is you can work on it and overcome it. If you have borderline personality disorder, it's difficult or nearly impossible, hate to say it, to overcome that fear of abandonment. But if you just have an attachment style issue, you can overcome this. You probably don't even know what borderline personality disorder is. You may even have a parent who has that personality disorder and you don't even realize it. And that's why you're feeling a fear of abandonment, but maybe the mix of genetics balance things out so that you didn't have full-blown borderline personality disorder, but maybe you got a taste of it when it comes to relationships, because we kind of recreate scenarios from our parents. A lot of times when we seek a romantic partner, we get to fix the things that were broken in our childhood because you have more power as an adult, if that makes sense. So you may be incredibly blessed and lucky, but that fear of abandonment creeps up when it comes to relationships, and you might have that fear when it comes to friendships as well, or other areas. I feel an intense fear of someone leaving me when it comes to romantic relationships for some reason. I kind of know what it feels like, but I feel like I'm healing from it. And I would love to be the friend that helps you to heal from it if it's something that you struggle with. Because for years, I guess there was shame involved. And I didn't understand what was happening. Why do I have this intense fear? It could be one date with a guy and I was ready to bounce. Like, I'm out. He didn't do anything wrong, but I'm feeling like he's not the one. So I need to leave now. Like, it would be an intense, I got to get out of here. Like, I cannot push forward because it's like something is in the way and I can't cross that boundary, and I want to cross over it, but the fear is so intense. It feels very, very scary and debilitating and humiliating. So if you are experiencing that feeling, then you got a friend in me, because I get it. I know what that feels like. And I remember asking a friend, why do I feel that? Because I couldn't even really put it into words. Like, what is that? It doesn't make any sense. I felt like I had stability in all areas of my life. One thing that could really help you is if you could become, if it happened naturally, friends with someone of the opposite sex, even though a lot of people say you can't be friends with somebody of the opposite sex because one person is going to have feelings for the other. So that's the only problem with it. But it's nice if you can use that to work through some of your abandonment issues, because it's someone who is safe. And let's say you do have an attraction to the person, but they're unavailable and you don't want to cross that boundary. then you can work out some of your junk with them, not by being mean or disrespectful or leaving them or acting out, but by having someone who's safer to work through and see, okay, they're still here. They haven't left me. It's somebody that I can trust. He's showing me that I can trust him. He always comes back. He's stable. He follows through with his word. He does what he says he's going to do. I don't have to worry about him being fickle. Even with friendships, you could have a friend that doesn't follow through, or even relatives that don't follow through with what they say they're going to do, and it's not a big deal. It's like, oh, that's just who they are and how they are, and you may accept that. But when it comes to romantic relationships, even if you are a secure attachment style, the stake is higher. We're talking about the potential for making a family with another person. We're talking about everyone has a heightened sensitivity when it comes to relationships. Our feelings get hurt easier. Things that you would let go of with a friend, it's harder to let go when it's a romantic relationship. So we're already talking about a very fragile area for everyone to a certain extent. But if you have disorganized attachment style, we got to get you past that. This person is going to possibly break up with me, so I can't even get started in the relationship, and I'm always looking for an out, and I don't know how to solve this issue. It helps if there's someone of the opposite sex that you can build trust with. They wouldn't leave me. They're showing me that there's more to a relationship than just breaking up and leaving and not sticking around, because it's scary. You feel like, okay, with my family, with my sisters, my brothers, my cousins, aunts, uncles, even friends, like they're always going to be there. But when it comes to this romantic relationship where you're projecting a lot of your childhood wounds onto, suddenly it's terrifying. So just understand, if you're dating somebody with this issue, they don't want to hurt you. They really, really do not. That is not the goal. It's just they don't know how to get past that fear. Like, I'm sitting here now thinking of friends or like coworkers, even who have been the opposite sex, who have really given me a ton of reassurance that I can look at and say, you know what? They really liked me. They were nice to me. They would have to tell me over and over, it's okay. Like, you can ask me for what you want and we're going to do it. We're going to follow through. We're going to help you. It's okay. What do you need? Because I would feel like, well, I'm bothering you and I don't want to have to ask you for anything because I don't want to be a burden. A lot of times people with this attachment style have a lot of junk. They're codependent. They are probably enmeshed with a family member, like probably too close. They are solving everybody's problems. They usually have too much on them. So if you're dating somebody of this type, you want to reassure them. They can start making you feel afraid that they're going to leave you and you have a secure attachment style. You know what I'm saying? It can kind of, they can kind of flip it on you where now you're the one afraid that they're going to leave you. So then what happens when anybody is afraid that anybody's going to leave them? They walk on eggshells. They don't say what they feel. They don't say what they need. They don't speak their mind. They're trying to hold up their own weight when they can share their weight with the person that they're dating, and that they're probably comfortable with other people giving them their weight, if that makes sense. But they're not comfortable giving their weight or trusting that I can free fall and you'll catch me. Like, I don't trust that. I have to be my own. That's it right there. I have to be my own friend. I have to be my own security. I'm the only one I can trust. I cannot trust this chair to hold me up. I cannot trust this table to hold me up. It's going to fall from underneath me. That's how it feels like. And everybody else is like, but the chair is going to hold you. It's built to hold you. And they're feeling like it's not going to hold me. I got to hold myself up while I sit on this chair. So while I'm dating you, I'm trusting myself. I haven't learned that it's okay to trust you, that I can lean on you for some support. That is it's elusive. It's like, I want to hold on to you. I need you, but I'm afraid if I hold on to you too tightly, then you're not going to be there and that you're not going to want to be with me. Here's your therapeutic assignment. I want you to go listen to the song Lean on Me. And you can even send it to someone that you're dating who is disorganized attachment and let them know you can lean on me. Give them permission. They need permission. They need to be released to allow you to be someone that they can depend on, lean on, ask for support, that you can handle it. And you trust that someone else can give you what you need. If you are this attachment style, I want you to listen to that song and take some risk and ask for what you need. I need a hug right now. I need some comfort. Can you help me with this situation? I don't know what to do. Let people help you, because that's another issue. They generally don't. So they could be the most beautiful, attractive, fun-loving, best personality, and just feel like they're their own, I don't want to say hero, because they don't feel like they're their own hero either, but they just don't feel like you can be their hero, that you can hold them up, that you can help them through a problem. They can help everybody else with their problems and be super overwhelmed and enjoy doing it. But you helping them with their problems, they need reassurance. They need you not to be afraid because they're acting fearful. If you can build real trust with them, real sincere trust like you would your best friend. If you can work on that with them, they could be the best friend that you've ever had. But you got to help them get through that. Like, hey, what is the deal? What's going on? Let's talk about it. I know what you need. I know you need reassurance. I know you want to talk to me. I know you want me to be there for you. Instead of acting out with this person or freaking out with them, they're there for everyone else in all kinds of situations. But they kind of need you when it comes to relationships to do a little bit more and be a little bit more until they can catch their footing, and then they will reciprocate. So let's say you got a little bit angry at each other. You be the one to reach out to them. Not in oh my gosh, they're acting like a narcissist. See if you can look past that. Test it out and say, hey, I just wanted to talk to you about what happened. I know we got kind of mad at each other, or you don't even have to talk about it. Just reach out to them and say, hey, I'm here. Like, even though we got a little irritated with each other, guess what? I'm still here because we're human. That speaks volumes to them. Or just giving them that reassurance. The worst thing you can do for someone of this attachment style is say, I'm going to be there at 3:00, and then you don't show up. Okay, it's one thing to be a little late, okay, or standing somebody up, and they need to be careful not to do that to you as well. You want to follow through with what you say you're gonna do, and build trust. Be their soft place to fall. Reach out to them. Just be steady, stable. Hey, what's up? I'm calling to see how you're doing. How's everything? Are you good? Now, some things may work a little differently for a male versus female. I just want to throw that in there because I've had people in the comments to be like, with certain things, I thought that upset them more. Well, it might for a guy. A guy might not want you to check on him and be like, are you okay? Do you need help? Do you need my help? What can I do for you? With a guy, you might do the opposite. You might say, hey, you know what? I'm having difficulty hanging this picture because it's so close to the ceiling and I don't want to get on this ladder by myself. Would you mind coming by one day this week and helping me? Give him something to do so that he feels useful and needed. With a woman, you might say, is everything okay? I'm just calling to check on you. You can talk to me about anything. If you are frustrated or you're hurting about something, I'm here. I'm here for you. Just tell me what you need and I'll do it. Okay? And so I'm telling you that those are some things that will help. Can you guys think of anything else? Because this is all of us working together. Anything else that can help? And am I crazy to say that you have abandonment issues if you are this attachment style? If it's an attachment style, try some strategies, okay? Because I want you to be successful in your relationship. Remember, at the core of these people is a seesaw. So they have two opposite extremes happening within themselves at the same time, or they flip back and forth from anxious to avoidant. And so it's the same thing when it comes to relationships. They can feel like, I want to be in a relationship so badly. And they can feel so upset when they're not in a relationship. Then they get in a relationship and they're like, I'm terrified to be in this relationship. I can't push through the fear of it all. So now I have to get out of the relationship to get relief. Then they feel relief and they're upset because they're not in a relationship. So it is a real tough struggle. Hug them, hold them. They might need deep comforting. So giving them lots of hugs, holding them, comforting them, helping them to soothe. They have a lot of fear and they've been through a lot. And like I said, I'm a woman. I'm not a man. So some of this stuff might not work for a man, but it might. But if they like hugs, give them hugs, give them massages, help them to calm that fear. That will help some of them if they are deeply comforted by you. Play with them. You can also be playful. Doesn't have to all be serious. Like if you can tell that they're sort of dipping out of themselves or they're struggling to, who am I right now? Then you can play with them, be silly, be goofy. That's okay too. That will help them. Sometimes they feel like being alone feels the safest because they can control everything. But it also feels terrible to them because they have that anxious side that wants to connect. But sometimes they will settle for just being alone because they can't handle the risk, but that can feel really bad. They're sort of looking for a hero. They're looking for somebody who makes things safe for them, like a pillow or a stuffed animal. Be their stuffed animal, be their pillow, metaphorically. So do not freak out when you go into your anxious state when you're in a relationship and you start to freak out. Give yourself time to work through it. Give yourself time to calm down and get through that anxious phase. And you might want to be transparent with the person that you're dating and saying, I hope you can understand maybe even tell them about your attachment style, that I'm trying to work through this because I don't want to sabotage the relationship. Sometimes it's better, even though it may seem scarier, to just be honest and learn to trust that the other person can handle it, rather than trying to pretend like you're not feeling something that you're feeling, and you're trying to be strong and you're trying to be brave, and you know you're going crazy inside, and you're trying to pretend like you're not, and then the next thing you know, you're sabotaging the relationship. I think it's better to take a risk and be honest sometimes about what it is that you're feeling and that you're going through, so that you can learn to trust that this person can handle it. They're human too. And they can handle some of your stress and frustration. The other thing is, sometimes we will try to imagine our way out of things. Like, okay, I'm picturing myself working through this situation. I'm picturing myself on that first date, not terrified. That it I think for some people it can help to a certain degree. I think what really helps, now some people with disorganized attachment style might love a first date, but the unknown is terrifying to disorganized attachment, to many of us. So some people might love that adrenaline rush, and then they crash and start acting out later. And then there are other people who are terrified of the first date because there's not enough warm up time for that. And that's why it helps when you're in a setting, some fearful avoidance, for dating, it helps if you can get to know the person in a natural setting instead of a forced, fake, phony. To me, dating, dating sites can be great. I'm not against them. It helps because you can know some information about the person up front. So that can help to cut to the chase. It can also be helpful because you know that you're both there to date. It takes away the guesswork of, does he like me? I like him. You know what I'm saying? So it's great for that. It takes the anxiety off of that. But to me, in another way, it's sort of fake. So if you can get to know a potential partner through like church or an organization or work, some people are like, you shouldn't date anybody at work, but work, it's a natural way. First of all, most people have been vetted in some form or fashion, and it gives you the chance to kind of observe them with other people and how they interact, and you get to know each other slowly instead of that initial shock to the system. I don't know this person, so now I'm running from them. But if you get to know someone over time, it could be helpful because it can help you to relax. It can help you to build trust. It can give you real things to do instead of these fake, phony scenarios where you have to get to know somebody. I mean, that's just my hang up. But my guess is that there are other fearful avoidants who also feel like this is so contrived. Like dates, just pure dates to me are shocking to the system. You don't know the person. It's a fake setup. So what are you going to be talking about? Only about, well, I like you and you like me, and this is what I like in a relationship, and what do you like in a relationship, versus I'm getting to build trust with someone over time. And even if let's say there's somebody that's a potential, but you're not quite sure and you know them at work, it can help you to work through some of your junk in a way that you can apply it to the next person that you meet. And I don't know if that makes sense to you, but you kind of need to be able to work through your anxiety with a safe person and in a natural setting, if at all possible, so that if you have to date let's say you're the one person in a more contrived way, well, you've had the opportunity to work through some of your junk with someone safe, someone that you've learned to trust. I think reading about love is super fun. That's why I wrote a book to help me and you. So get your copy today. I think you'll really enjoy it, and I think it will help you to boost your love life. And you want to check out my book called The Workplace NaRCISSiST, which is about a workaholic type of narcissist that you could mate with. We want to stay away from them and know how to handle them. So check that one out. And I love understanding people better. That's why I wrote From ENFJ with Love, my perspective on the 16 Myers-Briggs personality types. I will put the link in the description, and be sure to subscribe to go on this journey with me where we uncover the attachment styles. And I will see you on the next one. Love you guys. Bye.